Welcome, our fellow lovers of love, and thank you for joining us on yet another excursion through the stream of consciousness, down the river of tranquility, to fill the lake of life with love.
Good evening, our fellow lovers of love. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Lovey has put together another good show for us tonight. We're going to talk about surviving the holidays. It's good to talk about this before you actually hit them, rather than at the end.
In mid, December 15th, it's a little too late.
It's a little too late to talk about these things. So we've got, as usual, we have all the references up on our website at latenightlove.us, and you can always find us and past shows and all that other stuff on your favorite podcast and social media networks. And we cut that off right over the top. And so hit the little like buttons and all that stuff that, we hate asking you guys to do. So now that we're done with that, but we do want to say you can send Lubby questions and comments at love@latenightlove.us. I don't know why I forget that, but I somehow do. All right, Lubby, what do we have on your agenda tonight?
Well, we're going to start off with 10 tips for surviving the holidays.
Tips for surviving the holidays. Oh, my screen.
Yes.
Blank over here. Stupid screen.
So number 1 would be keep to your regular routine as much as possible. Exercise at your usual time. Go to meetings you normally go to. Try to watch your diet very hard during the holidays.
Yeah, watching your diet is really, really hard during the holidays, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Think moderation. Well, when it comes to food and alcohol, we need to watch. The next day is when we really pay for it.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much. It's very easy to accidentally overindulge in one or the other or both. And so you just, mind yourself. It's always a good idea, regardless of the situation, right?
Yes.
Okay,
and number 3, be realistic. Try not to expect the ideal holiday.
Yeah, because nothing, what's ideal is an uneventful holiday. That's what's ideal. If everything just kind of happens to go relatively nice. Nothing's going to be perfect because, the world isn't full of perfect people. So, and who gets to define what perfect is anyway? So, that would be my suggestion. Redefine perfect. What your perfect holiday is. The fact that you get to spend time with people you care about and people you love. You get to express yourself. That's the perfect holiday.
Yes, it is.
Not whether the turkey or, dinner came out perfectly or whether someone was an hour late or something to some dinner or somewhere or something. That's not what matters. What matters is you get to spend time and with those you care about. Okay, so what's next?
Stay connected. Make sure you leave time to spend with friends and family who value you. And if you don't live close by, you can always make that phone call.
Yeah, remember, that's the whole point, is those friends and family. So, throw guilt out the window.
Try not to be unreasonable pressure on yourself to be happy, joyful, or even enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, you don't have to enjoy it. Just try not to be a Professor Grumpus, right?
Right.
So there's that one.
Number 6, don't be alone if you don't want to be. Volunteer somewhere.
Yeah, find somebody to spend some time with. There's people who care about you that will spend time with you if you take advantage of them. Just remember to do that.
Focus on today, not yesterday.
Yeah, focus forward. You don't necessarily focus backwards.
Well, they point out that there's something about being with family and old friends that sometimes we become who we were and not who we are.
Yeah, well, you meet expectations, right, kind of thing. So mind yourself. Just be yourself. Just say no. There's the good one.
Just say no when you're asked to do more than you can. It's okay.
Yeah, you have other plans, is a perfectly valid response. Ask for help.
Ask for help. Holidays, people often take on too much or do too much on their own. So ask for help, whether for decorating, shopping, cooking, or a shoulder to lean on.
Yeah, or the other thing is you're going to have to lighten your load. You're either going to have to ask for help or lighten your load, right? Which might go to simplifying your whatchamacallit, whatever I'm thinking of. Simplifying your experience, redefining your experience. And your last one, because it was 10, right?
That was the last one.
No, be good to yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Pamper yourself.
it is your holiday. It's, just like everybody else. If you run yourself ragged, then you're not having a good holiday. It's like much in life, it's finding the balance is the key to enjoying any holiday. We all like to give and we all like to receive, but if you give too much or you receive too much, it gets distorted. So, our perspective is everything. Even in the wonderful time of year that we have now, what we call the giving season, is it's important to maintain perspective. Give and you shall receive. But what's the other thing? All things in moderation. All good things in moderation. So I think that's what we want to stick with. So what else we got now?
Well, 7 tips for surviving the holidays with children.
Oh, the days of children. I don't know. I never had a problem with surviving the holidays with my children, so I don't really relate to this concept.
Well, it can get to be a bit much.
Well, maybe I managed my expectations. Because I don't remember ever overly stressing.
Well,
now, maybe it's rose-colored glasses on past history.
Well, there's school programs, there's recitals, there's...
Okay, well, we didn't do much of that.
Girl Scouts, scouting, there's church. It can get really demanding.
All right, I guess. So let's figure out what this thing says. Let's hop back in there.
Okay, try not to overschedule.
Yeah, okay, again, manage your expectations.
You do not have to schedule something for every night of the week.
Yeah, this is true. Right, you don't want to schedule something for every night of the week.
Budget for gifts and entertainment.
Yeah.
Don't stay in your budget.
Yeah, because you're gonna just create stress. You're gonna have a happy December, but your January is gonna be awful. So January and February are gonna be terrible. So, how about having an okay December and an okay January and February? It's fine. It's okay. Sometimes my kids wouldn't get their Christmas presents until January or February. They got plenty of Christmas presents from the rest of the family, but hey, sometimes finances didn't work, and so you're gonna have to wait till the new year. They'd get it. They understood. I think they get their things.
We had some lean Christmases. My mom was a single mom and she was a nurse. They didn't pay very much back then.
No, and
we had some lean, cold Christmases, but we made it through.
We were just talking at Thanksgiving, right, about how on some Christmases we'd take empty boxes and wrap them up in Christmas paper and put them under the tree. We weren't trying to fool anybody; it just looked better. Right? We all understood. Everybody'd have like one present under the tree. And even with 5 kids, there's still only 7 presents. So you wrap some boxes up, you put them under, and you make it look good. No one was fooling anybody. but it made it look better. And you don't look back at it and go, "Oh, what was us?" It was just a thing, right? It's just something you look back at and you laugh at, and it's kind of a bonding thing. It's we still managed to enjoy Christmas with empty boxes under the tree. Somehow Christmases were still magical. So it's not what's in the boxes necessarily. It's that you're there together as a family. I think that's the important part of Christmas. All right.
Okay, and number 3, new to you toys are just as good. Nearly new bike off of Craigslist is just as good if that's what you can afford and you still want to give your kid a bike.
Yeah, the kid doesn't care. Give a refurbished bike, cleaned up and give them to them. They're not going to care.
No.
And if they do, maybe you have some rethinking to, some re-education on your children to do about what the meaning of Christmas and whatnot is. Just saying, if a reconditioned bike isn't good enough for your child, then you maybe need to rethink how you've been raising your child or the influences that your child has at the moment. All right? You've lost the meaning of Christmas at that point.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4, get enough sleep.
Get enough sleep is a good suggestion no matter what.
With children, yes.
Make sure your children get enough sleep because that's also a good thing.
Okay, this is more for the Christian bent. Progress through the Advent calendar as a family.
Wait, you're not a Christian bent, and you do the Advent calendar.
Yes.
So
I do them for my grandchildren. One small toy for every from the 1st until Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Understand that crazy, unplanned things will take place. Yes. Because you know why? Because unplanned, crazy things take place.
As he holds up his cast.
Yeah, look, we'll show you. Unplanned, crazy things take place. And so, you just have to be able to roll with it and make the best you can. And, and sometimes you be grateful for what you have because there's other people who are going through things that you don't want to. And so, always be considerate about what you're complaining about. I'm just saying. Your Christmas to somebody else could look damn nice, while you thinking it's horrible. So, I'm just saying, perspective is important. All right.
Remember, the holiday isn't about you.
Yeah, this says it's about Jesus.
This is faith-based.
Yes, but it's still not about you.
It's still not about you.
whether you're religious, whether you're a Christian, whether or whether you celebrate it as, oh God, I get it. I get those. What's the word I'm looking for? Secular, non-secular. Regardless of what you are, it's not about you. It's about those you care about. And people you care about expressing their care for you. And it really doesn't matter how they do it. It's the fact that they do it is what's important. If all they can do is pick up the phone and give you a phone call, then, because that's all they can afford right now. Would you really want them to go into debt to give you a trinket? Is the trinket that important? Really? Just think of it that way. And, regain some perspective on what the true meaning is. So maybe you can give the gift of accepting that they're doing the best they can. Because these are difficult times, and we should pull together emotionally to get through them. All right. So, wow, we went through those too quickly. We're going fast tonight.
Yes.
So what else
Well,
we got?
the next one's going to take a little longer.
Well, yeah, because you got 1,000 things up here. Well, you got, what is it, 115 between the next two.
Well, this is important. I feel it's important to give people ideas for inexpensive Christmas gifts.
Yeah. Okay, so which one are we doing? Because one wasn't suitable because there's too many ads, so I can't really share it. So which one were you going through first?
The 75 cheap Christmas gifts.
Oh, that one we can share. It was the other one that had too many ads. All right. Here we go. 75 cheap gifts for Christmas.
Yes, well, we're going to start with Christmas candles.
All right.
You can even find these at Dollar Tree. They have got a nice little plate. They have decorative plates. You put a couple candles on it. Shazam.
Uh-huh. So Christmas candles, that kind of thing?
Yes.
All right. Printable Christmas pillowcases? I thought they said cheap.
Well, apparently you can do it yourself somehow.
Okay, so if you're crafty, you can do these kind of things,
Yes.
like the pillowcases or some mugs. There's far too many, so we're going to try to get through some. Handcraft.
Oh, a mug.
Yeah, the mugs you can do, paint mugs if you're crafty. Again, if you're crafty, you wouldn't want me doing it because, it'd look like a third grader did it. But
Handmade coasters. You can find those at your neighborhood pottery store and do it yourself.
yeah,
A sushi making kit.
for a foodie, there you go. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
A mobile stand for someone's mobile phone. Suction cup to the desk.
Dumpling lights. I don't know what these are.
I don't know. It's a dumpling light, so something that's cheap.
Okay, so gifts for coworkers.
Okay.
Paperweights.
Who uses paperweights? Who works outside now?
At work.
Who uses paperweights?
Sticky notes and markers. Why would you do that? You're supplied them at work.
No, but see, you want the right kind. My boss, for whatever reason, even though she can buy them because she's the boss, she keeps stealing my little sticky notes. Not the regular size sticky notes, the little smaller ones. She steals all my little regular smaller sticky notes.
She did.
She did. She stole them all. She can buy them herself. I don't know where they came from. They were there already, so I don't know what happened. But I don't have any more because she stole them all. So apparently, like these micro sticky note kind of things, buy one if they have a particular kind they like. Buy them. It's a cute gift. It shows that that you pay attention to a certain type of thing that they like. So a small gift that also shows that you pay attention.
I had a coworker. She had a thing for smelling markers.
Well, some of those markers smell pretty good. Desktop golf, if there's a golfer. All right, I guess.
Pocket-friendly notes.
We have these things called cell phones.
A business card holder. Wine bottle opener for those wine enthusiasts. Okay, now we have cheap gifts for her. Her books, of course. A book is always good.
Tote bag, she'll just buy the wrong bag. Smartphone case, she'll get the wrong case. Brew maker, okay, because you know what kind she likes, so you can just get the one she wants. Just get her the new brand of the one she's got, and you'll be fine.
Handmade watercolor painting.
Yeah, but not you make it. You have to get someone who actually paint. just saying.
Okay, if you have a gardener, you can always get them gardening gifts.
Skincare, travel. Don't get them a travel skincare kit if you don't travel. I'm just saying. If they're not a traveler, don't get them a travel skincare kit. All right, so let's see what they say for men.
Whiskey glass.
If they drink, okay. Wall-mounted bottle opener, if they drink, okay. Bluetooth speaker, no. We'd buy one ourselves because you're not going to get the one we want.
Men's perfume.
Stop it. That's just going to sit in the cabinet for a decade. Hiking backpack, if they're a hiker and you know which one they want, great. That's a good one. Winter gloves.
Winter gloves is always good.
If you know the kind they like, yes. Handmade color pencil drawing. Okay, we like the cute kind of stuff. We're some of us are sentimental. For pet lovers. Oh, kill me. Just kill me.
Pet face cushion.
Kill me.
I would love a pillow of my kitty.
Kill me now. Just no. I will not. I'll save you, Kitty, from having that happen. All right, welcome mat. Okay, if
That has like a dog.
yeah, customized type
theme.
welcome mat. Yeah, I get you. Pet portrait. All right, if someone's really into their pet. Bath towels for dogs. Okay, good enough.
A slow bowl. Apparently, this is made for it makes puppies chew their food properly.
They've been learning how to chew their food their own ways for like thousands of years. I'm pretty sure they don't need us to invent a new bowl how to teach them how to eat properly. Unless we've taught them how to eat non-proper. So if it's our fault, but somehow I don't think that is going to help. Might make them slow down, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's actually going to do any good. But hey, knock yourselves out. It's kind of interesting. A pet tent. Oh, stop it. That's just like...
And pet lover t-shirts.
Okay, I guess.
Okay, and then you got gifts for foodies. A wooden breadboard.
If you get a breadboard, get a real one. Don't cheap out on a breadboard. Because then you just have to throw them away. They just burn through them. So I would actually say don't get a breadboard. You have to get good ones. Otherwise,
You can get a nice one for $20.
yeah, I'm just saying you have to get a nice one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because otherwise you get slits and cuts in them, and then the bacteria, and it becomes, yeah, you got to get the good one. All right.
Handmade chopsticks.
Okay.
All right. A glass pie dish. I have several. They're nice.
Yeah, anybody who wants a pie dish is going to have a pie dish. Chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
Thing flask. Those are big these days because everybody, I don't know what the hell the deal is, but everybody's carrying some kind of thing around now. So.
A bottle of wine, of course. A homemade gin kit. You make your own gin.
Sure, why not?
Okay, do-it-yourself gifts for Christmas for the DIY person in your life.
Calendars. Calendars are always nice.
Do a handmade blanket. Knit one if you knit.
Yeah. Christmas.
House ornaments.
Christmas ornaments are actually good gifts for people who like Christmas ornaments. You can actually, so there's that as well.
Chocolate sandwich cookies. Okay, you can order all kinds of cookies and cakes and pies and other things on.
Or if you're a good
online.
bakery, you can make some. You know, it's not
Make your own, yes.
handmade earrings. Okay, but make them nice, not whatever the hell that is. What is that?
That's Indian. Like from India.
Yeah, but it looks like it's homemade. Just saying. It's not the style that's the problem, even though it's not attractive to me. I get it. It just looks cheap.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, sorry.
A personalized pouch. A pouch that has their name on it.
Okay. Under $100.
Under $100.
A steel pizza baking pan. Bathrobes. Sweatshirts. Charcoal paintings. What is these things with charcoal paint? They got a thing with paintings. Are these like having licks? Charcoal portrait. Aha, so cogs.
Clogs.
Why the hell would anybody wear clogs?
I wear wooden shoes in Denmark, and apparently they're trending, it says here.
Yeah. Portable chargers. Maybe. Musical instruments, no. Well, unless someone wants one. Like, I wouldn't necessarily, if someone bought me a trombone, I wouldn't necessarily mind. I probably wouldn't play it, but I wouldn't necessarily mind having one. Because theoretically, I wouldn't mind learning again. I just doubt I would put the time in it would take. I'm too busy. Under $60. Okay, here's better.
Perfumes.
Scents and perfumes, that kind of thing.
My fave. An electric toothbrush. Very nice.
Well, make sure they don't already have one.
That can be a little personal.
Yeah, just make sure you. Yeah, and how do you find out? It's just book subscriptions. Okay, so if you, or maybe an audio, pay for their Audible subscription or something like that. That's cool.
A collection of aprons. That's more for the foodie.
Yeah, or maybe someone who works in a shop, and they have an apron, because a lot of times they have a shop apron. So there's a couple different uses for aprons. So
a pencil sketch. There's more sketches.
See, there's your pencil. There's a link for their pencils. See, I swear those are like product placements on those. It wouldn't surprise me if those sketches things are product placement. You click it, you upload a photo, and they give you a sketch and something back. Anyway, wireless earphones. Okay, if they're not too picky. A tripod.
Tripods are cool.
Yeah, especially if someone needs one.
Okay, here we go. This is my speed. There we go. Cheap gifts for under $20. This is where I dwell.
All right. Okay, this one you would like. Okay, this is something for you.
A pet portrait locket. Oh, that's adorable.
See, that's something you'd like. Jenga. Okay, a board game, something like that. I get it. A card game. Yeah, if you like it.
I hear Uno has another new game out.
Personalized keychains. Again, but these are some of the things you have to kind of think about the person, right? You don't want to get someone who'd want a cat portrait, lock it, and buy them a card game, right?
Right.
Or personalized keychains. Keychains are kind of nice. If you know what they like. Beanie hats, if they look good in one. Don't get someone like me a beanie hat.
I have a daughter. My middle daughter always looks good in any hat. I don't know. She sold her soul for some reason to do that.
Yeah, just don't get someone like me a beanie hat. All right.
Oh, a recipe book.
If you got a cooker, there you go.
Rider gloves. Driving gloves. I gave driving gloves one Christmas. They were appreciated.
Who wears driving gloves? You haven't had to wear driving gloves since we've had air conditioning in the car, and you now have to keep your hands warm.
The heater.
Yeah, I know.
We have a heater.
Yeah, well, no, we don't need driving
you said
gloves.
Air conditioning.
Well, air conditioning, heating, the same thing.
Oh, no, it's not.
Well, semantics aside, who needs driving gloves now? Guys who ride motorcycles, maybe.
Well, my sister lives in Eureka, California, and it's freaking cold up there in the morning.
Yeah.
In the winter, so.
All right.
Oh, here we go now. Cheap gifts for under $10.
Coloring books.
Coloring books. They have some lovely adult coloring books.
Stainless steel straws. I hate those things. There's just something about them.
I love them. They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're like the wrong size, or I don't know what the hell it is. They don't work properly. Anyway.
A Christmas cactus? There's a cactus that blooms at Christmas?
Apparently. Or this winter. Breadcrumb and brush set.
A beard comb.
Oh, beard comb. Oh, wow. All right, so I'm trying to look too far away. So that's like way over there.
Ooh, makeup brushes? Very nice.
Yeah, especially for younger people, because they don't buy enough of their makeup brushes. They use their makeup brushes far too long. Magnet stickers. Sure.
For the fridge.
Selfie stick. All right. Someone needs it. So there you go. There's some interesting. There's some good ideas in there. Like for you, the locket with the pet picture would be good. And now when I get it for you for Christmas, and it's not going to mean anything, but. But I now know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
I look forward to it.
The trick with that one is getting the cat to sit still long enough to get a picture. So that's the trick with that one. All right. Alrighty, so we are done with that, me lovey.
So that is our offering for surviving the holidays.
Yes, so you want to
wish you the very best.
So basically, to survive the holidays, manage your expectations. Right?
Manage expectations. Say no.
Say no, mind your budget, and look for small but meaningful gifts, because that's what's really important, is that you express yourself. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You know, you don't even need to spend a lot of time. Just express the care. And that is what Christmas is about. Okay, so what do we got?
Well, we're going to start with relationship questions tonight.
Alrighty. So,
Okay, here we go. Let's start in. I, 19-year-old male, are part of an anonymous cuddling group, and my mother, female 50, who I live with, disapproves. How do I get her to understand this is harmless?
what does it matter? Are you doing the cuddling at her house? It doesn't matter. You know, stop telling her. Your mother doesn't need to know everything you do. Because you're not going to convince her it's harmless. Just prove it's harmless over time. You know, just don't do it at her house. She's unapproval, so she doesn't want it done where she has to see it. So don't. Show a little bit of respect, and it'll come back the other way. That's my suggestion.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Is it harmless? Probably, but you know. And if it's perfectly reasonable for her to not want to have to kind of see it and think about it. So, you can go do it somewhere else. And it's an anonymous anyway, so you can't do it at someone's house. Anyway, that's a whole different issue. Yeah, just stop talking to your mother about it. There's your solution.
Okay.
You don't need to tell her everything. You can have a close relationship while keeping your private stuff private. That's a private thing, and you know, you don't have to share everything. All right.
Okay, I, 26-year-old female, just got married, and my mom, 60s female, has some issues with me, my wedding, and won't admit it. But now my dad wants me to meet with her. I'm tired of her judgment and don't want to talk it out. How do I avoid this?
Don't. You're a 26-year-old woman. You don't have to deal with it if you don't want to. Now, should you at some point? Probably. But you don't have to do it now.
Enjoy your honeymoon.
Yeah, you get to set boundaries, and, you know, she may have to sit with her own feelings for a while and see what it's really about. So, because oftentimes these kinds of things aren't really what they're about. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, what you think they're superficially about isn't what they're really about, and someone just has to get to the point where they can think about it. And so, give your mother some time. It's probably a
good idea anyway. Yeah.
A good idea. So, you know, being the holidays, it's kind of tough. You want to have you still want to have a functional family. So, but I'd try and find some way to give her some time, and maybe phrase it as you need some time. You have every right to be upset with your mother. So frame it like that. I'm not ready to talk about it yet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So there you go. That's what I would do.
And it's honest, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this one's interesting. The guy I'm dating slapped me during sex, and I don't know how to feel about it. Is this what everyone is doing now?
Well, it's something people have done in the past, but no, everybody's not doing it. That's like everybody doesn't do everything. That's just not how it works. These kind of things should be discussed before they happen, though, because we should, should have been talked about beforehand.
Yes.
That's the real issue. But so you're gonna have that's what you're gonna have this discussion with. Maybe he was afraid of rejection, and then it felt in the moment he felt it was a thing. And you seem kind of confused about it. You didn't actually wasn't say, "Oh, I didn't like it." How could you? Just felt confused about it. So maybe he was reading something right, but instead of, putting it in his back of his pocket, in the back of his mind, and discussing it later, like you should have done, he was too forward. But you're going to have to deal with it one way or another, but you might even have to find out how your own feeling about it, because some people like that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing new under the sun.
And some people don't, and it's okay. And it's one of those things you're going to have to get worked through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should have been worked through beforehand. After that, you go, hey, there was a point there where I thought maybe, but you wait, and then you maybe implement it the next time rather than take the leap. But that's a difficult thing, because sometimes I think any of us with lots of, variety of experience have taken leaps, and it been worked out fine. So it's a hard one. That's a hard line to know. But
yeah, it is.
But it's for me, slapping is beyond the line. But that's kind of for me one of those things you deal with previously. But so I don't have good advice, except other than you're going to have to deal with it.
I think that kind of goes in with the conversation when you have it. So, what do you like?
Yeah, but who likes to admit that they like that? Especially at the first few times, right?
I know plenty of girls who would admit that.
Well, okay. Well, then you're luckier than me. All right. Just saying. All right. So, what's next?
Should I, 24-year-old female, lie to my dad, 20-year-old male, about my income to avoid giving him money? And caveat, they are not living together.
Okay, so why would she need to give him money? Does he owe her money? Does she owe him money? Does she borrow money?
No.
What's the whole deal then?
Well, he got a 25-year-old girl pregnant and he needs money.
Oh, well then, do you have to? Well, no, but you don't have to lie to him about it. Just tell him no. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to draw boundaries at some point. But lie to him if you feel like it, but you're not going to feel good about it. You'll feel better about telling the truth and standing here making your boundaries. If that's what you want to do, you'll feel better about yourself if you do it that way. But do what you must. That's my suggestion. Okay.
Okay, now we're going to talk about work.
Woohoo.
Okay, I've been dealing with job PTSD. However, I feel like no matter where you work, you will always find backstabbing people and bullies at work, and that you should be highly skilled in dealing with these people or else you are screwed. Are most jobs like that, where you have to constantly watch your back?
Only if you're in a toxic work environment, or maybe in a corporate structure where everybody's looking to continually advance. And that's their career goals. And so it's not so much as people stabbing you in the back as they're just taking opportunities that you feel are at your expense. But reality is it's just a intense competition for the next rung up the ladder. But no, every job is not like that. There are jobs with strong cultures and strong leaderships that minimize that. And, sometimes it's your perception. What's the old saying? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. But it doesn't mean they are either. You might just be paranoid. Because, if it's always you, if you're the one who's always feeling this way, maybe it's you. Maybe that PTSD that you're talking about is rearing its ugly head and you're seeing things that aren't really there. Or you're seeing them at a higher intensity level than they really are. Are there always people around trying to get above you? Yeah. Yeah. There's people on a career track. And people on a career track are on a career track. If you're not, then that's fine, but those people are going to seem to be using you, but they're not. They're just literally doing their job. So it's a difficult line without knowing details. But dealing with people who are, learning to deal with a toxic work environment is an important skill. The most important one is learning how to walk away from it. Preparing yourself so you can go find some place that's not toxic. Because that's the best way to deal with it. Because the work environment is likely not going to change. So you have to change. That's my suggestion. Now, it doesn't mean you leave without a net or prepare yourself, all that. But find some place that you want to work. Find some place with meaning, and it won't matter. Okay.
Okay. Part-time worker, full-time college student. Want to find a new job, but have no idea where to start. Honestly, my only requirements are not working only 24 hours a week and above minimum wage if possible. There is nothing on Indeed or LinkedIn in my area, and nobody can tell me how to find a new job. How do I find a new job?
You walk down to a Planet Fitness or 24-Hour Fitness or some of those places, and you tell them that you're looking for a part-time job. There's a lot of these places that that will literally hire just about anybody because they simply need a body to check people in. I've actually talking with a guy today, not today, this last week, that has having problems. He's having to work a lot at a 24-hour fitness place because you don't have enough people. You simply don't have enough bodies. And that's a perfect type of job for a college student, right?
Not very demanding.
Not very demanding, especially if you get like a graveyard shift. You just kind of sit there and you randomly check people in. You can study while you're doing it. It's kind of up your alley, what you're looking for. Or, if you're okay with food service, there's lots of Burger Kings, McDonald's, etc., that are paying more than minimum wage. That'll take someone for part-time who's willing to show up and do the work. So, there's options. And how do you find a job? You go and apply. Literally, just walk into some place, say, can I speak to the manager? I'm looking for work. And they'll give you this thing called an application, and you fill out your information on it.
You give me a resume?
Yeah. And for those type of jobs, you don't even need a resume. Just go out and fill out an application. Entry-level jobs, you don't need a resume for entry-level jobs. They're not expecting one. Just go in there, ask for an application, or you can probably do it online. You don't even have to go in these days. Go to their website. Find the fitness center near you and try that. And just go apply. Tell them. It used to be surprisingly how attractive honesty is. You go in and you tell them exactly what you just wrote there. I'm a college student, full-time college student. I'm looking for some part-time work. I really haven't ever had a job before, but this is what I need. And you'd be surprised how attractive that is as a trait to an employer. Oh, someone's willing to be honest with me, willing to tell me what his deficiencies are. I can work with that. I can train you to do anything here. You're in college. I can train you how to run a point of sale machine. I could train you how to clean a bench press or a weightlifting machine. That's all trainable stuff. There's nothing rocket science. You can learn calculus or algebra. You can learn a point of sale machine. It's not that complicated. So yeah, go for it. Okay, what's next?
How can I stop my customers from making their emergencies my emergency?
Well, maybe that's why they're hiring you. Maybe that's why they're a customer. And so maybe that's why you're in business. Would they be calling you if they didn't have an emergency? If your customers continually calling because you have an emergency, guess what? You're in the emergency business. I suppose you could charge more. I suppose you can get out of the emergency business. But it seems to me like you're in the emergency business and you just need to understand what your business actually is. You're in the business of helping people during their emergencies. That's what your business appears to be. Now, maybe it's selling some part of something, but they only need to know that part when it breaks. And when it breaks, it's an emergency. So you're actually in an emergency business. Even though you're selling, forklift parts or something, if a forklift breaks, it's an emergency. And could they, prevent it with maintenance? Maybe. Maybe not. So my guess is it's just part of your business. Your business is solving people's problems. And that problem involves emergencies. If you really want to do it, charge more. And then they'll go to somebody else. But then you won't have that problem anymore.
But you won't have that business either.
So there's that. And then, okay.
How to be incisive and give orders without being an a-hole.
Incisive? Decisive? Does that mean?
Incisive. Decisive.
Yeah, I think that's a typo. Anyway.
Okay.
And give orders without being an... What do you mean? You don't have to be an a-hole to give orders. It's you ask them to do it. A well-trained team will do your job. It's their job. Most people will do their job. And if they don't, well, then they're a different problem. If they're not doing their job, it's probably because you're an a-hole. And so you're accelerating the problem. There was a story I listened to the other day about an Army general who, her job, she was rotated into an Army base in Afghanistan or someplace. And this base had a terrible reputation. And she was on a career Army path. And she says, well, okay, in my year, I'm going to accomplish all this. I'm going to straighten this place out. And in the first 6 months, she decided she was an absolute failure. She'd literally go to bed crying at night because she had failed. Nothing she tried worked, nothing she did. So she just made a change. She just said, what I'm going to do, she was trying to give orders, trying to do exactly how the military had trained her to do things. But for whatever reason, in this base, that strategy wasn't working. And so she gave up. She says, what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to try to make for the period of time these soldiers are here, I'm going to try and make this as pleasant as experience as possible. And within months, that base had changed, completely changed. Everybody was following their orders, doing their job, because she cared about them. She showed her soldiers that she cared about them. And once they started caring, once they knew she cared about them, they cared about her and they took care of her. And her career skyrocketed because she solved a problem that nobody else could. And she solved it by surrendering and then just doing the right thing, treating them like human beings. They're away from their families. They're in this godforsaken environment. So I'm going to make it as pleasant as possible. So instead of trying to be in charge, take care of those who are in your charge. And then they'll start to do their job. All right, what we've got?
6 questions.
All right.
18-year-old female had my first time a few weeks ago.
Excuse me.
And I kept wondering why the guy I had sex with barely ever touched me. I know porn isn't a real representation in any way. I rarely watch them, so I don't really know what sex should be like. Is sex always this boring?
Well, he was likely afraid. If it's your first time, then maybe probably inexperienced, and he doesn't want to go farther than, unlike the other person we were talking about earlier.
He went too far. This guy was afraid of going too far.
Yeah, I was afraid of going too far, and so because neither one of you really know what you're doing, you know, it might be boring at first, but, you know, learn together. Tell him. Tell him it's okay. Take his hand, put it on certain parts of your body. Then he'll get the hand. That's my suggestion. But no, it's not always that boring. But don't let the first time, you know, put you off. The first time is rarely the...
Well, I have an idea.
Yeah.
She wants to be touched. Why doesn't she make a deal to swap massages?
Well, that's good, but I'm not entirely sure that solves the problem.
Well, it's a good hint.
Yes. But it's a good, I mean, it's a start, don't get me wrong. It's a start of getting her partner. Now, we're also assuming that it's the same partner.
Yes.
So if it's a different partner, then, you know, no, it may or may not be. It could be worse. You could end up with a guy who wants to slap you for some reason. So, or a girl who wants to slap you. You never know, it goes all the ways. It's just, so these are the things that every human being has had to work through. We've all had to work through it. You're not alone. And is it always as boring? No.
No, it gets better.
And it gets worse. So
Then it gets worse again.
It gets better and it gets worse. So I don't know what to tell you. It gets better and it gets worse. So yeah, I'm not sure.
It's an adventure, I'll say that.
Yeah, just that's what I would say. Just he was probably tight and just overly cautious, and you know, try it again.
Yeah. Okay. I, 36-year-old female, have been making a complete fool of myself, basically throwing myself at my husband, 45-year-old male. I'm ever more desperate ways. Our sex life has been fluctuating for a while. It's been mostly slowing way down, but there are some weeks when we actually have more sex than ever. Not for many months now, though. I can't figure out how to keep it going. How do I make my husband want me?
My suggestion would be stop trying so hard. You can over-try. And men in their 40s have their own change, right? They have testosterone changes, and then they have health issues that crop up in your 40s, and there's a whole laundry list of things, you know, that are different. And you've got that 9-year difference, and a 9-year difference can be a big difference.
She's 36. She's in her sexual prime.
Yeah, she's in her sexual prime, and he's on the downside. He's on the spot where it, you know, what is it they say? Men at 19, 20 are at their peak, 21, 25 maybe at their peak, and it's kind of a downhill over there. But after 40, it's a relatively steep downhill because nature's cruel. Or not. You don't want older people having lots of kids. You know, who knows what the hell the reason is. You got to have it balanced out some way. So, I don't know. One of the things you might want to talk to his doctor, because it could be, if it bounces around like that, maybe it's health. Could be a sign of a health thing. If it's a real severe bounces. Stress, health.
Could be.
Because, you know, stress will do it. Suck the energy out of you. So, that would be my suggestion, is check the stress levels. If you're really worried about it, you know, have him go test testosterone levels, and maybe he's dealing with low testosterone. Or maybe he's just, you know, tired, or knees ache, or his back hurts or something, and it's just one of those things that you used to get over in 2 weeks and you could kind of power through it, and now it takes 2 months and you can't. It's just the way older age can get. It is the way it is. So do I have good advice? No, but it's advice. So.
Okay. True. No, it sounds like good advice. To see a doctor, I would say that. Check a doctor.
Yeah. because it's likely stress or maybe low testosterone. If it really bothers you, then you should, can check into it. Yeah. That'd be a place to start. All right, what do you got?
My
Oh, wait, I do want to go. You're not making a fool of yourself, by the way. It feels like it.
It feels like it, but you're not.
It feels like it. You're expressing a need and the fact that you care. And so you're not making a fool of yourself. You just feel like you're making a fool of yourself. I just want that to be clear. I get that it feels like it, but it's not. It feels kind of desperate, and I get it. But it's not. If you didn't love your husband, then you wouldn't be behaving like that. And that is a perfectly acceptable thing to do for love. So, there you go.
Yes. Oh, the things we do for love.
Just I'm saying. All right.
My girlfriend, 24, and I, 22-year-old male, were celebrating 2 years together the other night, and it did not end well. Just for some context, I was her first, but she wasn't mine, so I've always tried to be patient. That night, we weren't planning on having sex, but she was being pushy and said she wanted to go down on me. I went down on her first, as always, and once she came, she said she wasn't feeling it anymore. I called her selfish. Was I wrong?
Yes. So there. You were selfish. Sometimes things change, and you have to be able to roll with them. Right? It's just the way life works sometimes. The question is, does things get way out of balance over time, not out of balance in an evening or over a week or over a month? So, were you selfish? Yes, you were selfish.
No, was I selfish? No, he was.
He was still selfish.
He was selfish. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now she may have been selfish as well, but she may very well have intended to.
No, he called her selfish.
Yes, I know.
But he was being selfish.
He was being selfish. Well, they were both probably being selfish at some point. She pushed him into sex when he didn't want to, because she was feeling whatever. And then at some point she no longer felt it, which is perfectly fine. Everybody's allowed, right? And then him calling her selfish is selfish. So everybody was selfish on that particular evening. I'm just saying. It's also very human. It shows you how convoluted human sexuality is. You can both be selfish at the same time. And if it works, no one cares. If the selfishness works in everybody's favor, then no one gives a crap. But it's when the selfishness doesn't work in everybody's favor that it becomes a problem. And one night's not a problem. It's just not. In a long-term relationship, 1 night, 2 nights isn't a problem. It just isn't. It's just how life works. You roll the dice enough time, eventually you're going to come up with a certain number, right? Well, that's what happens. You have the choice. Is this a long-term relationship or is this a fling? Where are you keeping scores? I'm not even complaining about them being selfish. It's perfectly human beings. That's a perfectly human experience right there. It rings familiar to millions of people, I'm sure. And so it is what it is. It's not being overly judgmental, but yes, you're both being selfish. It's not entirely... It's not necessarily wrong, as long as everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
And in long-term relationships, sometimes, the selfish balance meter gets out of whack for a little while. It's okay, as long as it's for a little while. So anyway.
Do you have time for one more short one?
Oh, we can take time for one more short one.
Okay, for those who have prescription glasses on high power, do the glasses stay on or off during sex? I'm as blind and as bad. Okay, I used to wear very thick glasses, very high powered. I tried leaving them on, and it just doesn't work out. They get in the way, they slide off. they get pushed off.
What if you wear those Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goggles, like the sports goggles?
Very sexy.
You know what? There's not that much to see. So at that stage,
Not really. You're up close and kissing and in each other's face.
you know what they look like, and you know. So if you're an overly visual person, you may want to think about, okay, you may want to figure out a way to deal with it. But if not, close your eyes and enjoy the sensations. That's my suggestion.
Go with it.
Go with it. You know, lots of people put blindfolds on for sex. Well, there you go.
There you go.
You don't even need that. So just let nature take its course. And that's it for us this evening. We want to thank you for joining us. As always, you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send Lubby a Dear Love letter or Dear Lubby letter. Jesus Christ, I'm going to get that right one of these days. Love at latenightLove.us. And you can find us on Facebook at The Late Night Love and every place else. I'll eventually get around to updating all that stuff. I haven't updated it in forever. So, well, since this, I think, specifically.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, anyway, we'll see you, everybody. Good night. Well, not blah, blah, blah. Good night, and we will see you all next week. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.
Oh, wait. No, wait. I almost messed up. Wait. Okay, let's do that again. Please remember to love everybody.
Good night.